Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records. I wanted to follow up on my thoughts on Dickey Betts passing yesterday at the age of 80. I shot a video 5 minutes after I found out, and some of my thoughts I couldn't really put together properly. And I just wanted to kind of add on to my tribute to Dickey. And what a huge, how important he was with the Allman Brothers. The Allman Brothers, were founded really by the genius of Duane Allman. And, Dickey had played in a band with Barry Oakley, the bass player, called Second Coming, and they joined forces with Duane. And then, really once Duane brought his brother Greg back from Los Angeles, the band, basing themselves out of Macon, Georgia, formed and became the Allman Brothers, and put the first album out in 1969, really with all songs written by Greg Allman, and some covers, some standard blues songs. The 1970 second album featured Dickey Betts penned in memory of Elizabeth Reed, which would set off a series of instrumentals that Dickey would write really for almost every album. And we're going to talk about those. Elizabeth Reed, he also wrote the song Revival. Of course, they did the seminal double live album, Live at the Fillmore East, which is just incredible. I was reading a story where Al DiMeola put something on his Instagram page about going to those shows, and I guess there was 2 shows each night on a 2-night run. He said the 11:30 show didn't get finished till when they walked out of the Fillmore East in New York. It was broad daylight, and you could see the East River, and being there all night listening to the Allman Brothers jam from 11:30 till the break of day. It's pretty incredible. They then go back into the studio and do Eat a Peach, which was recorded in 1971, but in October of 1971, Duane Allman, really the guy who's transcendingly taking the guitar to another level. Live at the Fillmore East, if you listen to it, what makes it great is the interplay between Dickey Betts, the rhythm section, and really Duane Allman's slide playing and just virtuosic lead playing. And again, it's being propped up with Dickey, but Duane makes this just a special album. Duane dies. The band plays at his funeral as a 5-piece, with just one guitar being Dickey, and they decide shortly thereafter, hey, let's finish up the album, which becomes 1972's Eat a Peach, and continue. And Greg is starting to spiral at this point by 1972, and Dickey Betts takes that band by the bootstraps, and says, "I got this. I'm going to take you guys home." He does Les Beers in A minor, which is an instrumental off of Eat a Peach. What a fantastic album that is. Followed by 1973's Brothers and Sisters, featuring Jessica, of course, the wonderful instrumental, featuring Ramblin' Man, which is a signature song by Dickey Betts. Again, Greg's writing less and less, and Dickey is just the driving force of this band, on stage, off stage, in the studio. Greg's again dating and marrying Cher, and having bouts with heroin and drug abuse, and Dickey's really just doing the bulk of the songwriting, keeping this band going. 1975's Win, Lose, or Draw features the fantastic 14.5-minute epic High Falls. You got to check out High Falls off of Win, Lose, or Draw. It's just an okay album, but That's one of the best songs they ever did, and that's all Dickey Betts. 1979's Enlightened Rogues has Pegasus on it. We talked about yesterday. Another fantastic instrumental. We then get Shades of Two Worlds, the instrumental Kind of Blue, which was Kind of Bird, which was written by Warren Haynes and Dickey Betts. And then, True Gravity, which is on the Seven Turns album. Check out that. Also Warren Haynes, Dickey Betts. These are instrumentals that Betts did. I want to read real quick the Instagram comment that Warren Haynes posted today. Rest in peace, Dickey Betts. Not sure what to say. Such a huge loss, not only for our musical family, but for the world of music in general. Aside from being a huge major influence on my music, from before I picked up a guitar, Dickey was the one person I credit for everything amazing that happened in my career. And to stop real quick, so Warren Haynes starts his professional career in 1980 playing with people like David Allan Coe. In 1986, Dickey Betts, while the Allman Brothers are on hiatus, grabs Warren Haynes and puts him in his solo band. They do the 1988 album Pattern Disruptive. And then when the Allman Brothers reform in 1989, Dickey says, let's bring in Warren Haynes and Alan Woody. Alan Woody had been playing in the solo band for Dickey also. Anyway, going on with Warren Haynes' thoughts, as I have stated many times, I was a huge Allman Brothers fan from the very beginning. My oldest brother had their first album in 1969, and it got a ton of play around the house. By the time Live at the Fillmore East record came out in 1971, I had just started playing guitar, and that was without question the album that influenced me and all my young guitar player friends the most. We would all listen to it for hours on end, day in and day out. It was a moment in time. What a beautiful gift to up-and-coming guitar players who might want to travel down the road of improvisation and melding influences. The way he and Duane Allman played together was a thing of beauty and glory. Dickey's style was a combination of all his diverse influences filtered through his personality, and what came out was a joyous sound that would directly and indirectly influence all related music to come. Listening as a kid, I had no idea that one day our paths would cross and that he would become a mentor to me. In addition to being a huge influence and inspiration that he has been for years, he was also a presence that loomed larger than life. After playing in Dickey's band for 2.5 years, I got the call to join my favorite band. Imagine being asked to join your favorite band. My favorite band of all time, the Allman Brothers Band. Dickey Betts and I created a lot of great music together, and what I took from him was a major contribution in my life. It did not take long once I joined his band to realize, standing next to him with that beautiful tone, that I had a lot of work to do on both my tone and my style. It was amazingly intimidating to stand there night after night, realizing how far I had to go. He threw me in the lake and I had to learn how to swim. I am forever grateful for that once in a lifetime opportunity. Thanks, Dickey. Warren Haynes. Again, like I said yesterday, I saw them for the first time in August of 1991. I guess that was the Shades of Two Worlds tour. And it changed my life too. I went down to Ole Miss. I was fortunate enough to be able to see the Allman Brothers many, many times in 93, 94, 95, 97, 98, all the way through to my last show with Dickey, which was in May of 2000, where he was now playing with Derek Trucks. Some thoughts. Watching Warren Haynes and Dickey challenge each other. Some of these shows were free shows where I was able to stand up in an outdoor natural amphitheater just right on the stage and watch these guys go at it, and Dickey would go at it, and then Warren would have to counter, and then Dickey would counter and take it to another level, and then Warren would take it to another level. Watching that camaraderie, watching that competition, friendly musical competition, striving for excellence, it was amazing. I didn't realize that they were having issues at the time, but in that May 2000 show with Derek Trucks and now Dickey Betts was fantastic. My dad was a fan of the Allman Brothers, and he's like, yeah, let's get some Allman Brothers tickets for their summer of 2000 show. Both of my parents and their friends came to the show, and we've come to find out that it's Jimmy Herring and Derek Trucks on guitars. I was going to say Warren Haynes, but no, it was Jimmy Herring, now in the band Allman Brothers, for the summer of 2000 tour, and they didn't play any of the Dickey Betts songs. My dad's like, what the hell's they played a 30-minute mountain jam? He's like, what the hell's going on? There's mushrooms on the goo board back there. My mom's like, what does that mean? So none of those songs that were crossover songs like Jessica and Blue Sky and Ramblin' Man and Southbound and Revival, none of those would play that night. And again, I would go on to see them just one more time with the Warren Haynes and Derek Trucks lineup, because it didn't interest me as much anymore. And I went and saw Dickey Betts Band and Great Southern 4 or 5 times and loved every minute of that. These are just my thoughts again. Dickey really doesn't get enough credit for keeping the Allman Brothers legacy alive after Dwayne dies and Barry Oakley dies. He carried that mantle, and he is which spurned bands like Leonard Skinner, which spurned the 2-guitar attack. Maybe the Yardbirds with Jimmy Page and Jeff Beck started the twin guitar thing, but really the Allman Brothers, the unison playing, where they're playing together, spurns bands like Thin Lizzy to do it. Spurns bands like Leonard Skinner to do it, and ultimately Iron Maiden and Judas Priest and these bands that came after that. Just a hugely influential guy. Check out my channel. We do shows every single day. Peace out. Rest in peace, Dickey Betts.